I love it. Welcome back to Crazy Amazing Super 73 Live Show on Instagram with your host, Big Luna. It's amazing. I love it. How are you, everyone? How are you today? Today, I'm very, very, very happy because I have amazing guests. I have Kurisu Super 73 on the live. And,
it's a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Let's start by talking about you, who you are, what you do in the community.
Well, as everybody knows me as Kurisu, it's actually Japanese for Chris, so it's nothing really special. I'm out here in Irvine, California, Southern California. I mean, most people will know LA, so Irvine, LA, we're probably about half an hour from each other. So,
what kind of bike do you have?
I have an S1, which is right over here.
Yeah.
I picked it up last year, and amazing bike. Initially, before I had picked up this bike, I was actually in the market for an old motorcycle, a 1970s like Honda CB. You know, the whole cafe racer style that seems to draw in a lot of people that I've talked to who came across the Super 73, and it was totally by accident that I found this. I was just looking through some, Craigslist, eBay, and I guess I typed in a query that for Cafe Racer, and Super 73 popped up, and I was like, what is that? It's an all-electric bike. I was like, okay, I gotta look at this because I'll be honest, before I even heard of electric bikes, you would think of like the not so cool looking bikes where it looks like it's just like a little bicycle with a simple with a battery, and when I had mentioned to my friends, they're like, e-bike. I said, just pedal, get it. And I was like, no, you have to see this bike. It's awesome. So the design alone had captured my eye. And I was like, the knobby tires, the flat black color on it, and they captured that old school like motorcycle look to it, and I was sold just on the looks. And come to find out that they're here local in Irvine, it was icing on the cake.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, they're offering test rides. So, that same day when I had just come across it, I had booked the appointment, and Christine from Super 73, she reached out to me. She's like, you know what? She's like, we have openings today. Why don't you come out today? I was like, oh.
That's so cool.
Let's do it. And I'm sure most people can relate to this, but that first ride on the bike.
Oh yeah.
It's unbelievable because, it almost gives you like that sense of freedom kind of thing. Like outside of like a car, you're going around. It's different on a bike. It almost just feels like, just being free. And it's funny because I had taken it around for maybe a good 10 minutes, and I had talked to Christina. I was like, all right, I want to buy these right now. And she's like, oh, unfortunately, we don't have these in stock right now. You have to put an order for it. I was like, what?
Why? Oh man.
So I was just like, okay, I'll put in the order, and I have to have this bike. So,
all right.
Rest is history with the S1. Had it not been for this bike here, I probably would have I would have picked up a motorcycle.
You had this S1. When was it?
I bought it back in, I think it was April of last year, 2019. So, and still to this day, when I'm not taking the RX, I ride the S1, and people are still asking me, what is that? Is that a motorcycle? Is it a bicycle? He's like, wait a minute, there's pedals on there. And I'm like, yeah, they're there, but they're more like if you want to conserve your battery. Yeah. But I said, for me, I like to joyride. I like to throttle and if I bite off more than I can chew, then that's my own fault. Then I have to pedal. So.
Well, especially on the S1, you're happy when you don't have to pedal. But now with the RX, I can't. Did you take the one with the different? You have the different speeds on your
with the
yeah, on your RX. Do you have the different speeds for the pedal?
yes. You're talking about the cassette.
Yeah, exactly. The cassette. Yeah.
Not for this one. They didn't offer it over here in the US. I think it's an option that comes in later.
Exactly.
I don't know if I would get it because I throttle 99% of the time. I think the only time I pedal is maybe like from a dead stop, so I'm not putting too much strain on the motor, so I kind of help it along the way.
Okay.
I'm sure many people, especially once you ride the RX, the power on this RX, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
There's nothing against the S1. It's perfectly solid bike. I would actually compare the two as two different ride styles. This is kind of more of a relaxed ride, where the RX is if you want to rip it up, you want to just take off and go, it's there. I mean, the range is there. I mean, it's unbelievable. This range, I think we can do probably close to 37, 38 miles, I think, on a single charge. So before with the S1, when we would take group rides on our S1, we were like, okay, so we need to find a charging spot in between. And, we have this route where we run along, it's called Back Bay. We go to Newport Beach. We have a little ferry that we take across. And, we're like, oh, I don't know if I have enough charge to get back. So we're like, there's this little donut shop where, the lady's like, should go ahead and plug in.
Oh,
so
that's cool.
We would just hang out. And charge and, grab something to eat.
I'm starting to put your bike on the live. And
right, I see it.
So how do you use your bike actually? Yeah, that was one question. How do you use your bike, and how did it change with the COVID and the pandemic now? Did it change your habit? Have you always been using a bike to do your commute, or did it change the fact that you got a Super 73 now?
So initially when I bought the Super 73, the thought in mind was more for commuting, because I live pretty close to work. It's good, maybe 10 miles. And I figured, with for us, at least the gas prices were they were surging. So I was like, I can ride a bike and just plug in at work and charge and not have to worry about it. And at the same time, I get some fresh air, right? But my shift is really early in the morning. I actually start about 4 in the morning.
Oh.
So I'm up at 3 in the morning.
that's
so this
early.
lasted. Yeah. So this lasted for a good, maybe 2 months, because I had to get an extra 20 minutes to get ready.
Oh.
Put my jacket on, my helmet. As fun as it was, it started to feel like work. Work to get to work, right?
Oh my God. Yeah. Not a good feeling.
No. But I did what did stop me wasn't that, because I was like, okay, well, I mean, I'm still, I'm saving gas and getting time on the bike. I actually had a close call, being that it was that early in the morning. There isn't a whole lot of light outside of the bike light, and I was actually almost ran off the road.
Ooh.
Because someone had just turned onto the street and didn't even see me on the right side. They just kind of took over that lane, and I almost hit the curb. And I mean, I even wore one of those crossing guard reflective vests that blink and just as a safety precaution. I mean, I'm probably not the coolest looking bike rider out there, but I was trying to stay safe, and that. I mean, they didn't even see that. I mean, considering people out at that time in the morning, they're probably not the most awake either or aware. Yeah. They're probably just like, all right, let me just get to work. And it's funny because the Super 70, the S1, there is no horn on this thing.
Yeah.
So I had my little bike bell. I was ringing. It's like ring, 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 ring. And I was like, so I was like, he's not gonna hear it.
No, no.
But I was screaming so loud in that helmet. I was like, dude, you almost took me off the road. And so,
well, I'm glad you're okay.
you know, I mean, yeah. So that kind of ended my whole commute to work and everything.
Okay.
I mean, with the added time, but I do use it almost every day now. Now that COVID is here, I mean, it's definitely a good option to get out the house, especially for those that are working remotely at home. You know, you get out, even if it's just a parking lot. If you're riding, you know, down to the park, or you're picking up some coffee or some pizza, you're getting out. And on the Super 73, I mean,
yeah,
when you get your RX, this one here, that suspension is a game changer.
Oh yeah,
I love the S1, but I feel everything in this thing. I feel every bump, every crack in the ground with the RX.
Yeah, I'm so much with you on that. And in Paris,
yeah, so,
we've got those paved roads. So every time I'm in Paris and I'm riding, well, it's cool because the scenery is amazing. But those roads, man, those roads. And the first thing I tried when they brought the RX in Paris just for show is I sat on it and I just, you know, bang and then sit and jump on it. I was so happy. That's yeah. The suspension is really, really something I'm waiting for on the new bike.
Yeah. Do you guys have cobblestone roads out there too?
Yeah.
I mean, I imagine that's probably no fun either.
Well, we have every kind of roads you want.
It's to the point where you have to plan out your route. You're like, no, not that way.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you're just, okay, I'm not going to take this itinerary just because those roads are so bad. So what's your favorite part of your bike? I mean, you did some modding on your bike. So what's the favorite? What was the process of modding your S1?
So for my S1, without doing too much, it was more out of necessity.
Oh, okay.
In the picture below, you can see I have the two ammo cans on there.
Yeah.
And normally, when I go riding, I like to carry, you know, just safety stuff. You get your extra tubes. You have your tire wrenches, and med kits and stuff like that. So with the addition of the cans, though, instead of having to lug it on my back, I could just store it there. Mm-hmm. And you know, the other side was for snacks, drinks, and stuff like that. And, you know, you get hungry on rides. I mean,
true.
You know, I mean, it's
true.
As fun as it is. I mean, you know, you get to your destination. She's like, you know, you just grab a little snack. You know, I mean. No candy bar.
Yeah, always you need that. Bar. And if you don't have to have it in your bag, it's even better. If it's the bike carrying it, it's even better.
And that's one thing I really love, not just about this bike, but the community behind it. When I bought this bike, I didn't even know this community existed behind it. But everyone's always been really supportive. I mean, with questions, and you know, they're always willing to help. You know, and you know they'll give you feedback and give you their own experiences on it, and that's how this community works. I mean, it's kind of, you know, it's, to me, I like to refer to it as like one big family, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're kind of like, you're helping out your brother, your sister, and you know, it's everyone just has the passion for these bikes, and you know, the people behind it and the people that I've met. I mean, it's been great. I mean, I'm talking to you from LA to France, so. I mean,
that's crazy. Yeah.
I mean, this is Super 73 connecting everybody.
Exactly. So I'm starting to put the pictures of the rides you actually attend to, and actually the rides with the community. So
right. So
Yeah.
The picture actually below that's me, Tristan, and Paul, or as you know, Paul is Super 73 Scout.
Hmm.
Um, we picked up our bikes, and this was basically our maiden voyage coming out, out of Super 73 headquarters, and we took it around, and we didn't want to. I mean, we were burning daylight, and we didn't want to get off our bikes. We're like, no. This picture here that you have up right now
Yeah.
is it was our Thanksgiving ride last year. Tristan and I believe Drew from Super 73, they had organized it as a charity event, as a food drive.
Yeah.
And I mean, it is one of my favorite rides out there. Not only that I got to spend time riding with some friends, but we got to meet a lot of the kids that were part of the Miracle for Kids charity, and they had the exact same expression on their faces when I rode a bike, and these kids had a blast, and being able to make their day, have them smile, and they were zipping around.
Yeah.
It's so fun to see, because sometimes, like, as fun as the bikes are, it's even more fun when you introduce them to other people, because you see them light up.
Yeah.
And then it's like you relive the enjoyment, right? You're just sitting there like, I remember that feeling. It
Very true. Very true.
But yeah, I mean, it was a fun ride for a great cause.
Yeah,
And,
it's very cool that Super 73 is doing those kind of event. And also, I remember when there is a time they even give away a lot of S1s to some community kids, and who did and surprise him. That was I like the way they bring the community and people and listen to the people, and the RX also is a good truth of how they listen to their community.
Yeah, and that speaks volumes on their end.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I mean, for the most part, everyone that I've spoken to, I mean, they said it's everything that they were trying to mod their bike to get to that point. But even now with the RXs, it's so awesome to see this community come up with new things, and that, I think that's the whole pioneering aspect of this community. Someone comes up with an idea. I mean, you see Elijah; he's right now at this point unstoppable. every time something pops up that he created.
Oh man.
My gosh.
That's so true. Elijah is such a talented and has so much ideas, and I love the way that he's doing so many things, and he's setting up his store and selling different parts and improvement to your bikes and make it even more beautiful. Now, guys, if you haven't subscribed to the 4 Super Squad Instagram account, go there. It's Elijah's account, and he's gonna link his new shop. It's gonna be you're gonna have I'm sure a lot of surprise, a lot of pieces, and a new stuff that you can say, oh my god, this is, if I put that on my back, it's gonna be beautiful. So yeah, you should check this out.
He definitely has a great mind for creating stuff. His designs. I mean, I know I'm not speaking. I'm the only person that thinks that, because every time something pops up on my feed and he has something new, I was like, oh.
Yeah, true.
So Elijah, good work on that.
Oh,
and
yeah.
For anyone that hasn't seen his work, check out his page.
Yeah.
The 4 Super Squad page. That's a new page, and he has an Etsy store up there. And
exactly.
I mean, there's so much.
Yeah. So what's this picture I've put? Which ride is it? You've been at all rides.
I try to be out as much as I can. But this one in particular, this actually was my first local group ride.
Okay.
So this was actually my first time that I met most of the squad members out here in Orange County and Irvine. which is a funny story behind this, because I was kind of on the fence, because I believe the ride was posted on Facebook. Oh, sorry if it's beeping.
No problem.
And it was like a last minute. I think they had posted maybe like an hour before they were riding out. They're like, "Oh, hey, ride out in an hour." I was like, "Already?" So you know, outside of the champion ride that I rode prior, this was my first ride, and I got to meet everybody, and I mean, to this day, I mean, we're really good friends, and that's what this community does. I mean, outside of the bikes, I mean, this community is real. The people are great, and it's so fun meeting people in person. I mean, you guys know me as Korisu. You see my pictures, but then when we meet each other, it's like meeting like an old friend. You're like, oh, pen pals kind of type thing, right? And it's so cool. So, when they post the group rides and you guys want to make it out there, come out.
Oh yeah.
We're more than welcoming to have you guys join us. I'd love to meet you guys, and we could talk and ride bikes. I mean,
and you can be
now's the time to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
That one was the Temecula ride. I believe that was
okay
2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Okay.
And this was next to the largest group that I've ridden with. I believe the champion ride we were at about 65 riders.
Yeah, exactly. And it's the biggest. I mean, to my knowledge, it's the biggest, the champions one. But the Temecula was not far from beating the.
No, and it was an amazing turnout. We had, I believe it was 45 riders, and initially when we had set it up, we were thinking maybe 15 to 20. But shout out to the Pinoy squad. They showed up very strong. We had riders from the Super 73 Bay Area come out there. So, I mean, having guys come from all over the place, it's amazing. I mean, it just shows you the passion that we have. I mean, I've discussed this at length with a few of the other members planning, trips otherwhere, outside of Orange County. I mean, I even joked with you. I was like, hopefully I make it out to France one day and we can ride together.
Oh yeah. Sure,
but,
that's.
I'm sure there's more than a few of us that'd be willing to come out there and.
Oh yeah. For sure.
But it was a fun ride.
And also,
Temecula.
I think that Temecula. Yeah, Tristan did a whole vlog on it. So if you want to check out the behind the scene, how it was from his point of view,
check out his YouTube page and his Instagram page. He was actually one of the first guys that I seen on YouTube that was talking about Super 73. Outside of the little advertisements I've seen. I mean, I went to Casey's and Tristan's, and their reviews right there kind of helped sell it, But I mean, check out Tristan's channel. I mean, he goes into depth reviews and he does the rides. He's great ambassador for the brand and the community.
I just realized that we're giving shout out to everyone in the community. I
wish I knew everybody.
Yeah, I wish I knew too. And there's so many people doing videos now and explaining their experience with the new bikes. It's so cool, and it shows volume also on the community and how we want to be together and ride and have fun together. I feel.
Yeah, shout out to Elmer too. Sorry for all the shout outs, but I know he had just got his RX, and I know he did the whole Rose Ave theme.
Oh yeah,
and loving the videos, man. So all of you who are out there making content, I love it.
Please, keep that coming.
Share the experience. Yeah, keep it coming. So this picture here, this is the LA Champion ride, and this was my first official ride right here. And it was crazy on how many riders were there. I mean, this was 60 plus. I mean, 60 at least. And at this point, you know, the people from Super 73, they were actually able to, um, kind of keep it pretty organized. I
Yeah.
mean, with the more riders there are, the more difficult it gets to navigate, right?
Yeah.
And I remember on how organized they were with keeping everybody together, waiting for people in case they were missing lights. But
Hmm.
I mean, uh, big props to the guys that were running the LA Champion ride. That was amazing, and um, just seeing everybody out there, and it's like I said, we're all sharing that same interest.
Hmm.
It's all about the bikes or riding, and everyone's smiling. I mean, unless you run out of battery, then guys are not smiling as much. But
So exactly what you were talking about this just earlier. There is so many newcomers in the community. What would be the best advice you would give to someone who is starting to have his RX and or S2 or even a Z? What would you recommend to do first?
yeah, well, I mean, for all the new riders out there, as fun as it is to just get out there right away, I mean, get familiar with your bike. Sometimes we don't realize how much zip that these bikes have, and I mean, you still can get hurt on these things. I mean, so what I could recommend is wearing a helmet, um, and I tell this to everybody. If you trip and fall, it's gonna hurt, right? So if you're on a bike and you fall, it's only magnified tenfold, right? So, um, you know, when you can, I would suggest wearing sleeves if you have to, because if you
Yeah.
fall, you get scraped up. Um, always carry emergency stuff like tool bag, like a tool bag. Just
Hmm.
have an extra tube or some slime. Because at one time when you think you're not going to get it, that's when it's going to happen. So
Sure, for sure. I think Tristan' wife had a flat on the Temecula ride just at the
Oh,
end. I think I
yeah,
saw that.
it was funny too because it was the last stretch of the ride, and right away she's like, "I got a flat." I was like, "Oh, we're right there." So she made it the full, 20 plus miles, and she got to the end, and um, it was a little warm, so she opted. Drew was actually um, driving the Super 73 van, and
Yeah.
he offered it to people that if they had trouble, they could load their bikes up and they can ride back.
Oh,
So
oh, cool.
so so she so she opted for the AC in the van because it was pretty warm. I mean,
Yeah.
I believe it was probably like 10 o'clock and it was already about like 90 degrees outside. But
I wanted to start talking about your amazing talent that you show on Instagram, which is the different drawings you're doing. So if you don't mind, would love to talk about this and talk if you can explain to us a little bit of your inspiration. Have you always been drawing? What do you offer with
for
that?
sure, for sure. So as a kid, I mean, this is before Netflix and all the streaming stuff that we had, but I would wake up at the crack of dawn in the morning to watch Saturday morning cartoons from 6 o'clock in the morning to maybe about 11 o'clock, and after that, there would be no cartoons on for the rest of the day. So um, that was my thing as a kid. I used to love watching cartoons, and um, you know, when I had allowance as a kid, I would spend all my money on two comic books, and then I'd have to wait for the next time money comes around. So um, as a kid, I was just fascinated with cartoons and comic books. I love the vibrant colors, the
Hmm.
storylines behind the comic books, and I was introduced to anime by my cousins, and that's a whole different level there.
Yeah.
I mean, the level of detail, I mean, a lot of some of the ones I watched are a little bit more mature for my age at the time. But but a lot of my art style is influenced by cartoons and the anime style, and with my love for Super 73 and the you know cartoons.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a no-brainer to combine the two, and just the feedback that I've gotten from the community, it only helped motivate me to keep creating. And right now I have a few stickers available, and I've been working on some new designs. I don't know if you guys seen my newer one. I just did one for the RX, but you know, those will be available down the line. But yeah, I mean, just the feedback and the, you know, what people have reached out to me, it's been a blessing on my end, because now I can do something that I love, you know, and people can, I can share that with people.
Yeah.
You know, it's always nice to have something, but it's even better when you can share it with people.
Exactly. Yeah. True.
Because I mean, I could have my best work here and not share it with anybody. And where's the fun in that?
Exactly.
You know, it's all about sharing and contributing what I can to this community. And this is kind of in my wheelhouse, what I like to do. And my whole process is like, I love music. So sometimes I'll plug in for hours, and like things will just pop in my head, and it's like, so I'll just start scribbling.
Oh, okay.
And I do that. I do that at work a lot. Like I have my break times, and I'll have maybe about 15 minutes, and I'll just start scribbling down. It's like,
Oh, that's cool.
Maybe I can go further down with this, and then I'll come home, and then I'll sketch more stuff out, and then things will start to just come out. And I like to play around with colors, you know, bright colors. Just to make the pieces feel more vibrant. I don't know if you've seen some of my pieces, like, you know, the girls will have pink hair, purple hair, you know, blue hair. It's just gives it that pop, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, this one also. And I seen that you start to do a different kind of style now also.
I like to vary my style. Sometimes I'll do, it's kind of hard to say, it's something that's a little bit more comic book style versus something very cartoony. This particular one right here I did for with the whole like city of LA in mind, with the city lights in the back, kind of the dark colors. But yeah, this is really a fun piece that Ashley from Super 73 actually reached out to me. Yeah. And they wanted to include it in their launch event, which it blew my mind that they would, you know, value their community members.
Yeah.
Reaching out to me. So shout out to Ashley from Super 73 for using my artwork at the event. It was a very humbling experience, but I mean, yeah, as long as people want to see it, if anyone is interested in any of the work that I have currently up there, just you guys can personal message me or reach out to me any way you want, and we can talk about stickers. I'm currently not taking any commissions right now. I know a few have reached out there. It's more just time on my part, because it does take some time to set up and plan, you know, commissions and stuff like that. But I am looking into doing commissions down the line if anyone is interested. So I am hearing everything you guys are saying. So feel free to reach out.
Yeah, it's hard to speak after 1 hour. Drink your water, people. Drink your water.
Water, yes. Especially now. It's so hot.
Well, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being in the community and sharing your drawing, sharing your story with me today. It was amazing. This was the Super 73 live show with your host, Puppy Luna. It was amazing. I love it. Thank you so much. And I see you on the next show. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
I love it.